Can you guys hear us? Are we live?
I think so. It says we are here.
It says, yeah. Hey everybody, welcome to this is camera, right? Yeah. Welcome to Rhymes with Klei. It's weekly that this happens now, I think.
Oh,
it's not always us, but
Yeah.
I know the art streams have gone on again. Jesse is drawing again, which is awesome. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Yeah.
Good.
Lots of work to do.
I'm Jason.
I'm Vito, and we're both devs on Don't Start Together.
We have a big one to talk about today.
Yes, the current beta.
The current beta, which is skill trees. There's the 3 skill trees: the Wendy, Wartox, and Walter. And I think we'll just get right into it. We're going to start off with Wendy. And there's a fair amount to talk about here. Although, just before I go on, there was someone asked, where were you? The legendary Yeater asked, Klei resides in Canada, right? I'm like, yeah, we're a Canadian company.
And no, this is not a new room. It's maybe the camera angle is different.
Yeah.
It's the same room.
So let's get the game going here. We had a little issue getting it to fit into the game screen area nicely here.
Yeah, maybe it was always like that. I don't think we changed anything.
So let's go to the game.
Yeah, we're just using a dev build today. I don't know when. This update probably might get patched tomorrow. Probably not tonight.
Yeah. Tomorrow's likely.
Yeah, so there will be some work in progress stuff, some stuff that is done, but not in the beta that you guys have access to yet. But yeah, all of it's still in the works.
I should talk a little bit about the Wendy skill tree general reception so far.
Okay.
There's been a lot of I guess negative reception, and I think that I didn't do us any favors when we put out the original beta of the tuning of it. That it was pretty low. The numbers were pretty low. Usually I like to put things out low because it's easier to dial them up than to dial them down. It's easier to give people stuff than to take it away. So, but for this one though, for some reason it was quite low, and that flavored people's what's the word? Reaction to it. Also, there were a couple of areas in the skill tree that admittedly were not fully fleshed out yet. So I think a lot of the initial reactions, the people's feelings, the disappointment to it, is reasonable, and that I hope that we'll be able to. We've addressed a lot of those feelings. There are lots of people with different opinions, so I don't know if we'll be able to reach everyone or satisfy everyone. But let's talk about what has changed.
Yeah, I just had to turn down the volume.
Yeah. So let's give ourselves some skills here.
Is our voice okay? I think so, right?
All right. So, this skill tree, please don't worry about the location of the new or the icons at the moment. We're adding and removing skills, so their position doesn't really matter right now.
Oh, I see some aren't even
attached.
Yeah,
they're not. Yeah, they don't even look like they're attached. So. This looks very similar to what went out in the beta. There is one glaring omission of the 2 skills at the top, which aren't there, which I will talk about those near the end. I will just start going through the skill trees, the skills here, as if someone does not know anything about the skill trees, and I'll mention how they've changed. So. One of Wendy's skill tree itself, the image here is meant to evoke a Ouija board, which before Wendy came to the Constant, she was getting into the occult, trying to figure out how to communicate with her sister, and so she would have used Ouija boards and stuff like that. this is the cistern section of the skill tree, and for the most part, this hasn't changed since the patch that we put out on Friday. So the first one lets you, when you build a cistern, you put petals into it, and that's what activates it. This lets those petals last longer. Just a sort of a quality of life thing. You don't have to maintain it as often. The next one, when you have a functioning cistern, Wendy's got reduced sanity loss to creatures and stuff in the world. Now it's much even more reduced. So she's quite durable to sanity loss from auras.
Yeah.
And she can pass that to other players nearby. So this is a bit of a multiplayer boost, this one. And then the third one from the patch on Friday, if you have an Abigail, you can tell her to rest at the cistern when it's got the petals and everything in it. And Abigail naturally just regenerates up to her full health. But now once she's there, she'll keep regenerating and she'll go higher. She'll go 300 health higher than normal. Once she leaves that, healing her won't go higher than her regular health. But until she loses that health, she'll have higher health. And there's a fourth one, which it's another boost of health. So in total, she can have an extra 600 health if you stick around at your base with Abigail, charging at the cistern. So I can just demonstrate what this looks like.
How much is her base?
Her base, Abigail's base is 100. Oh, that's interesting. I must have a skilled Abigail already. Oh, because I advanced it 100 days. That's right. Abigail's base is 100, and then after a day it goes to 300, and then after a day it goes to 600.
Okay.
So she can effectively double her health when at the cistern. But it takes a fair amount of time.
At the cistern, you mean? To get that 600?
Yes, to get the extra 600. Oops. So now I get this rest in peace Abigail. I can kind of get her to be babysat by her urn, and these little sparkles indicate that her health is overmaxing here. And if we wait long enough, it'll go up to 1200.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay.
We can go on. The next skill set is the elixirs. Now, this is one of the ones that was not developed as well or as much as it could have been. Originally, it was 3 skills, which each one slowly increased the amount of duration of the elixirs. The ones that last a day, they could eventually get to 2 days over with spending the 3 skills. But usually you don't use the elixirs to their full time. Anyways, you're switching them and things during the battle or during fighting. So having a massively or a lot of skill points in extending your elixir time wasn't that great. So I'm surprised we didn't think of it earlier, but the first skill that we've changed them now. All 3 of those skills now are just one skill. This one up here actually called Strong Brew. So if you use this skill, it's the same as having all 3 of them before. Your elixirs that last a day now last 2 days. The first skill, which is new, is the Picnic Casket, which is a carrying case for the elixirs that you craft for Abigail. At the moment, it's 8 slots, and as you'll see, right, the next one here is a new elixir, which would put it up to 9 elixirs. So before the end of this update, we'll make sure that it can hold all the elixirs that you can make. But the next skill slot is the Ghastly Experience elixir. When you are fighting bosses with Abigail, fighting any a sort of extended fight, and she dies, her level drops from 3 to 0. Usually she'll be at level 3 to 600 health, and she'll drop down to her basic 150 maximum health. So even if you heal her up to 150 health and bring her out again, she can often still be just one shot by some bosses or just easily killed again. So this Ghastly Experience elixir, it immediately bumps her to level 3. It doesn't give her hit points, but it raises her maximum capacity to level 3.
And then you just get her to heal.
And then yeah.
Okay.
So a good trick to do here is you use the elixir that heals before you use this one. It gets to 150 health in like less than 10 seconds. Then you use this one and bump her to level 3. Now she's at 600 health, and you can pull Abigail out again with roughly 10 seconds later back to full health.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you need to craft the elixirs for that. And this one uses Forget-Me-Lots and the usual Morning Glory.
Okay.
Then the third one is the extended duration, and the last one here it allows you to get 2 elixirs instead of just 1 when you brew. So
all the time.
All the time.
Okay.
So I saw someone had posted a similar thing on the forums, and I was like, oh, that's like a similar wavelength. Their idea was pretty good. I liked it. It was to use the duration, or sorry, to give like all of the potions like a durability almost, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that it was when you were using a potion, it would like drain the durability of the potion. And so if you stopped using it, it would switch to another one, which would be very efficient in your use of your potions. It's more efficient than this, but it really it was very much more different mechanic for how the potions work. So I was like, yeah, it was a good idea, but I think it's not as efficient as that, but it's still good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This skill, it's just all on its own. It's a little bit more flavor than super function. But what this one does is when Wendy herself or other players die around Wendy, when they turn into a ghost, they're an avenging ghost for a certain amount of time. I think it's like 30 seconds or something. And at that time, you basically attack like Abigail. Mm-hmm. So you can inflict some damage before you calm down and become just a regular ghost and then respawn as normal.
If I have points left over.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think this is an excellent one for people who are like they've never got past winter. Yeah. They like to play with their friends, but they've never got past winter.
I mean, for beginners, it's probably a good.
Yeah,
it might come in handy a lot.
It might be like a badge of honor of the day. Then you're like, I don't need this skill anymore, and then you respect. But, so the next path is the Pip Spook path. There are 3 skills. There's the Pip Spook Quest 1, 2, and 3. And each of them basically improves your ability to collect Morning Glory. So the first one, the toys aren't quite so far away. The second one is that you'll find more toys, and then the third one is that you'll find more Morning Glory at the toys. So doing this will basically reduce the number of times you need to go on these quests to get the Morning Glory to craft the elixirs. This set of 4 down in the bottom here, these are commands. The flower itself now becomes a command wheel with the usual unsummon and rile up skills on it. And these are more commands that you can get for Abigail. So there's Team Spirit 1, which is you can make her escape from a fight. So when you're in a fight and you see her health going down, if you use this, she goes sort of translucent, more translucent than she normally would be, and flies back to Wendy. She's immune to damage for that time. The next one is a dash, so I'll use it here. Oh, there it is. Whoops, here. I'll do it one more time. I kind of messed it up. So they have cooldown on them. We'll be adjusting tunings of the times of the cooldowns and stuff. But here, let me.
You just want an actual creature?
A bunch of dummy targets. Go to it. So she does her damage based off the time of day, just like her regular attack. So if you have the I think it's Nocturnus Draft. Where is it? Oh yeah, this guy. Yeah, Nightshade Nostrum. That's it. It'll do nighttime damage in the daytime and so on.
Okay.
And then there's the Team Spirit. Oh, sure, Team Spirit 3. This one, she scares things. So There it is.
So anything with the panicking?
Ooh, yeah. It's similar to I think Maxwell's
The flower?
Yeah.
I think Wigfrid has something
Yeah,
too.
yeah. That's
Okay.
right. That's right. So there's
Most
that one.
creatures have that behavior now.
Yeah. And there was a lot of requests for the ability to haunt things. So the fourth one here that's been added since Friday is haunt. So Abigail can haunt stuff. There it is.
Okay, there's probably like a few things they really want it for.
yeah. I think there may yet be some adjustments and tunings about this, like it potentially when you haunt something, there's a chance that something will happen.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this has an increased chance for it to happen. I don't know. So people want it, so we'll give it to them here.
Yeah.
And then there's this last section here before we get to the alignments, which is graveyard stuff, grave beautification, final resting place, and gravestones by Wendy. So when you find a gravestone, Wendy can use petals on it and decorate it. And when she does that, the spirit inside, the ghost inside, is warmed by her attention, and it spawns out, and it's called a big spook. And big spooks sort of cause evil flowers to grow around their graves. Mm-hmm. So I know one thing that Wendy struggles with is it fighting shadow creatures. Mm-hmm. Abigail doesn't help with that. So there's a couple things in the skill tree that can kind of help Abigail or Wendy in this sense. The cistern one, which reduces her damage from sanity auras, means like she'll go insane less. But then maybe she needs to farm nightmare fuel, so normally you'd fight shadow creatures. Well, you can use the evil flowers that grow around the graves to get nightmare fuel. So you can avoid having to grind through shadow creatures to get nightmare fuel. The second one in this path, final resting place. The gravestones out in the world, you can now dig them up and relocate them. Basically, you can make your own friendly neighborhood graveyard of these big spooks, and the big spooks aren't your followers. They don't follow you around, but they will fight things that are hostile and aggressive to Wendy. So you can kind of almost make like a little defensive area where you could come back to and lure creatures in there. And the last one in this, that when you find skeletons in the world, Wendy can bury them. She can craft a gravestone, and you use the gravestone on the skeletons, and it makes a new grave, which then you could use the second skill to relocate and place back in your graveyard. So it is a way to now build gravestones in the world. You can sort of increase the number of graves in your defended grave area. There were two skills up at the top here. There was one that allowed you to pick evil flowers without losing sanity, and you allowed you to convert evil flowers or evil petals into petals, and vice versa. Then the skill after it made a floral shroud, which in the launch and the beta, it meant that Wendy or Abigail would take Wendy's damage. Mm-hmm. So the original plan for that was to make like a something that people who like just more of I don't want to say casual, but they wanted an easier time in the game than a lot of the dangers that present in the game are. And I thought that they could use this to if a boss shows up, like Deerclops shows up, and they're just like, I don't like to deal with this. They can get away and feel safe about it because Abigail's certainly going to take a couple hits. She's not going to die right away. You could just run away. But there were problems with it. it more became basically a way for Wendy to like face tank lots of bosses. It wasn't really what it was intended for. There were some other things where it's like Wendy could survive from starving, which we would have had to figure out. I think those are kind of bugs that weren't in design intended. But truthfully, there are lots of armor in the game. Wendy didn't need this. So in the post on Friday, I said that I said that Wendy didn't really need that. Having Abigail be more survivable in battle is something more that she needs, and so I said that we would be changing it so that it would be it's like a body suit of like flowers, that you would wear that and you would wear armor on your head, and Abigail would benefit from your armor on your head. That's what I put out in the post. But I don't think that's actually going to be the solution or the thing that people want either. Like if I'm an Wendy player, I don't want to give up my armor slot to give Abigail armor. That's becoming almost more into like Wanda gameplay, where I'm like a glass cannon to my my powerful weapon, and I don't think that's the way that Wendy players want to play either. So without the dress, there's less need for the evil petals, so the evil petal skill also becomes a little bit, I don't know, not so useful. The petal crafting skills may be absorbed into the grave crafting. I'm not sure, but those skills are gone, and there is room for one or two more skills in here, which I'm not sure what they are yet. Mm-hmm. So we're still thinking about that. Finally, there's the alignment skills. The first two in each of them basically just gives your Abigail planar defense and the alignment stats. So it's like if you choose lunar, your Abigail is defended more against lunar things and aggressive against shadow things, and so on and so on. Then the next one in each of them is a new elixir. But when we launched the beta, these were just elixirs, and math-wise, they conflict a lot with the elixir that lets you have like fight powers if it's always night. So like that one's really good. So instead of just being regular elixirs, these now become super elixirs, and they work in parallel to the other elixirs. So you can always have one of these active and another elixir. Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah,
that's really good.
So the lunar one. It gives Abigail planar damage, and it's not a ton of planar damage, but she has area of effect and things. But it has an extra effect when you use the third power. The third power converts Abigail into a Gestalt. I think you read somewhere that Globigale was Goopigale. Yeah, I also like Globigale. It turns her into a Gestalt. And this makes her more like a sniper. She loses her AoE ability, and in the beta, her brain wasn't working quite right. It was conflicting with some of the other stuff in there. So she kept on trying to like basically come through the fight. That wasn't the intended behavior of her. She's supposed to like float around the outside of the fight and zip through it. So, and while she's zipping, she's immune to damage. So she's a much more survivable Abigail, and when she attacks things, she's doing about 10 times the damage. So if you're fighting at night, she's literally doing 400 damage. And with the potion, it's also 10 times. So the potion gives her, I think it's 10 planar damage, but when she's in the Gestalt form, it's 100 damage. So she'll do 500 damage per hit when she's in the Gestalt form. Why can I not? Oh, because we haven't killed the creatures. Oh, we haven't.
Can't get it.
We can't get it. We'll have to hack that in.
You can do it.
I can just kill him, yeah. What's it? Altered Guardian.
Phase 3.
Phase 3.
Guardian.
3. Hello. Goodbye.
No, you're gonna.
Oh, I have to do it. Yeah.
Oh, it's running away.
Oh, I'm on God mode. It's fine. Okay, I don't have to kill it. Yeah.
No, you
Cool. Okay, so now do I have? Yeah. Okay. So in order to use this, what my Abigail is being babysat over here. Yeah, you can see her health has got up to 756. We were paused while we were in when her health is going up, you can see this blue bar here. It's showing you what the over health level is. Yeah. So the blue will go down and the white will go down. Oh yeah, I need to make a moon. Let's see. Moon dial. I need a full moon. Oh, I can probably do this easier.
Oh no, the autosave.
Yeah. So the trick to using the Gestalt is that you can convert her into a Gestalt at a full moon, and you convert her back to Abigail, like a regular ghost version, at a new moon. So you're once you convert her, you're stuck with her. Oh, I passed it.
How did you pass it?
No, I didn't. You're stuck with her for 10 days as the Gestalt or vice versa. Oop.
It's still morning.
Oh, okay. Here we go. So now this is the Goop Abigail.
Goop Abigail.
We'll just watch her fight here. So her behavior is all has been slightly fixed so that she'll like lurk around the edges of the fight and zip through it. But also she seeks the target now. Before she was just like going straight, and if the target moved, she could miss it. But now she more consistently just goes straight through it. Yeah, we took out that bar. So also her vex. Normally when Abigail attacks things, she vexes them, and that you do an extra amount of damage. Because her attack rate is so much slower, the vex lasts longer. So you can still benefit from her vex attacks like that.
She's very strong.
Very strong. Yeah. The shadow version. Should I guess? Can I just spawn the ancient fuel weaver here? I don't think you can. I think he dies.
It might just die right away.
Yeah.
If you're quick, it might still work.
Stalker?
Stalker Ruins, I think. Stalker Atrium.
Nah. Okay. So I'll just explain it. There's more to go over today, so I'll just get through this. But the elixir that you can craft, the super elixir, which you can have in parallel to the other elixirs, means that her vex attacks give about 40% extra damage to Wendy and other players. So you're almost getting double damage off of Wendy's attacks with this shadow elixir. And then the shadow Abigail, in original Don't Starve, in order to get Abigail to come out, you had to be around death. You could kill them yourself or have things get killed, murder things in your inventory. And I thought it would be fun to bring that notion back for her shadow allegiance. So if you have things in your inventory like rabbits or butterflies or bees, and you use the murder action on them, it gives Abigail like a shock of like shadow energy, and it lasts. It's not a super amount of time. Each one you do right now is about 8 seconds, and she does double damage herself. And she gets some extra planar defense and things like that. You can, if you have a stack of bees can be stacked, so you could have like 20 bees. If you murder them, it'll last 20 times the 8 seconds. So with this skill and the potion, you and your Abigail are basically doing double damage against things. And so Abigail doing so if you can have the elixir that gives her like the nighttime damage all the time, so you're doing basically 80 damage each AoE tick. It's pretty strong. So that is the current situation with the Wendy skill tree. And like I said, there's a gap there, a missing couple of pieces which we are still thinking about, and that's where we are.
Okay. And how much of, do you think all of what you talked about, how much of that will make it tomorrow?
That's all. We'll go out tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. The there has been some discussion about the swoop attack. That maybe it'll just be like not like a swoop attack, but more of an AoE burst attack. But I do like the swoop attack. One of the neat things about the swoop attack is that at the end of where you target, she targets the creature nearest that. So you can say basically tell Abigail to attack certain creatures, and you get the swoop part of it as well. So I do like it. Let's do Walter.
Yeah, let's switch to Walter. We'll do them.
That was a big dump, everyone.
Yes.
Sorry about that. There's lots to talk about.
I mean, Wendy has a lot of players.
Yes.
So we'll spend less time on Walter because of Walter.
I am now Vito.
I'm now Jason. Walter's skill tree. So Walter's skill tree was pretty easy to understand, I think. The tree itself was pretty focused on there's Wolby stuff and there's slingshot stuff. I think a lot of people just aren't playing Walter. It's like that thing where we have like X number of viewers, but only 2% of you are subscribed, kind of thing. Where there's like that the numbers for Walter on our end we can see is basically on par with Wes. That's where he is right now. So we looked at him. He's usually in the skill trees we do a lot of gimmicks for characters that are pretty well balanced and we don't want to disrupt the balance too much. Walter, we think his damage needed rebalancing a lot, and it's also kind of a tricky one because it is a ranged character, so it's like he has the potential to kind of just like break all the content just because he's ranged.
Why we haven't given him that extra damage yet?
Yeah.
Because it's how do you do it right? Yeah.
Yeah. So what we've gone and done with is like what do we think are some KOL things for him? Just so people are willing to try him or just play him. And we've done a lot of that, and there's a lot of progression in his kit compared to other characters, and so I'll just kind of go through what we've done. Maybe I'll start with the Wolby stuff. I don't actually have any points.
Just skip 100.
See, skip 100.
Not the God mode.
Super God mode.
Yeah.
So Wolby comes with like we kind of wanted to theme this after like scouts and badges and things, but we thought it would be cute if it's like the badges are earned for Wolby. so that's what we're doing.
I think that fits really well because it's like Walter's not going to award himself badges. That's not a very Boy Scouty thing to do, you know.
Yeah. But he's playing camp leader kind of thing.
Yeah.
For the puppy. So when you take this first skill, you will unlock this badge station, which basically comes with 5 badges as well, and it's you basically just equip. You can equip that you have 4 slots, and these badges take up 1 slot each. So you kind of just choose your build, and whatever you've slotted, Wolby now has these abilities, and the more he does them, he'll just automatically start doing the ones you've chosen. They will level up, and they just get better. So it's kind of just like it levels on its own. I'm gonna take the other skills as well.
This is, I don't know, people who have played Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
It's similar to the sockets that you know, if you're little, if you're, I don't know, beetle shells or something.
Yeah. So basically, we wanted to make sure that that there's possibilities for builds and even like changing your builds on the fly, like depending on whether you're exploring or fighting a boss. Let's just pick.
Viblim reminds me, it's the charms.
The charms.
Hollow
yes.
Knight, yeah.
So you can actually take the same ones. Like if I want to just really go all in on digging, I can take both, and they'll both level at the same time. Let's take fetching as well. So you
can kind of like really focus on like that action. Yeah. You can take the
free stuff. Digging it'll just do. So basically that's how it works. I won't go into. Well, he's already digging. He found me some steel wool. So
well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it depends on the terrain as well.
Okay.
I think. But yes. So this. Sorry. A lot of these we haven't gotten to yet. We did say we're going to retune them, and we are going to after we're done with the slingshot stuff. A lot of this will get retuned and looked at. So that will not be in tomorrow's update, but that will happen. So I just wanted to just demonstrate that this is a thing. You guys can try out the beta just to look at what all those 5 different skills are. It's basically 5 skills with 2 levels each. Yeah, so just so you know, all the bottom ones, the level 2 ones that you take from skill trees will cost 2 slots. So you can just equip 2 of these, or you can equip 1 of these and then 2 of these to make up the 4 slots, basically. Yeah, so I won't go into each one individually, but as you can see, just from him digging that steel wool, I already got 3% on these badges. So that's just how it works. That's the mechanic behind it. Yeah, if you guys have feedback on it, I mean, I think we've seen a lot of it, and a lot of it will be taken care of, or we'll try. Okay, so that's 7 minutes already. Slingshot has, so Walter, I mean, he is, in our minds, like, the slingshot really does set him apart. So we really want to make sure that the weapon works if you want to main that weapon. That was the idea behind all these skills around it. With the way we did the customizations of the slingshot, we thought that's kind of what a child, like a kid or like a scout kid would do. Is like, I'm gonna mod my slingshot, right? I'm not gonna instead of just like, here's a new one you craft or you get from a boss, it's like, we're just gonna mod the one you have, and that's kind of the theming behind this. So I'm just gonna unlock all the parts. There's some stuff I wonder if people know about, because I didn't really see people talk about it, but there's some hidden parts too. So, and we're actually going to add one more part. Yeah, okay, if you see anything, just let me know. So the slingshot one, also, when you take that first skill, the first one at the top, it comes with the kit, and also it comes with immediately you'll get 1 of each part. So there's 3 slots on the slingshot. It gives you 1 of each.
The crafting ability. Yeah.
So you don't actually, and then it's kind of like the badges where you can unlock more higher tier parts, but it comes with everything you need already. So to mod, you basically just put that over your slingshot. We will make it work on mounted. Currently, it doesn't work while you're mounted, but we will fix that before it goes live. And I need some parts. I'll just make 1, and then I probably won't make all of them. But this is how you do it. You just kind of slot it in. It's kind of like a container which has changed the UI. Oh, so I'm just so okay. There's someone's finally mentioning the band, the mimic band, but are they saying it doesn't?
You're able to spawn the mimic band.
Yeah. So there is a way to get it. I'm just curious why no one found it. So this is I've just put on the most basic frame, which gives me just an extra ammo slot. So it's really just an extra ammo slot. When the ones on the bottom run out, it will automatically shift.
It's like a bigger magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, but you don't have to move it down. So
yeah.
Dummy target. So this is how this one works. So I've ran out of ammo, so the top one just shifted down. That's all it is. The other bands come with skill shots. I mean the other frames. I'll show. I guess I'll show both. So we'll talk about the ingredients for the scrappy one later. Oh, you guys can already see it's different from what you have, so you can speculate. But in a few minutes, I'll tell you what it is, anyways. So this one, the Thulusite one, really is you get 2 slots as well, but the second slot does something different now. Let's say I have the freeze ammo. So that the first slot, like F or click attack, will just use the first slot, and this second slot is used by a skill shot now. So
right mouse button.
Yeah, right mouse button. So I can hold F and then queue up this, and then just like freeze it when I need to, and then keep attacking. So that's what that one does. And finally, where's my slingshot? The Wagpunk one, the Scraffy one, gives you one slot, but it's infinite sized and a charged attack. So you can hold down the button and release. Yeah, so the charge attack, the physical bullets will do double damage. It doesn't affect the magic abilities, but the physical or the damage. So planar damage counts too. Any damage will get doubled if you charge it max. You can release early and it won't do double. This is doing such little damage because it's an ice bullet. Okay, so let's just. The other parts probably don't need too much explanation. The handles usually increase your firing rate. We may actually retune them, just make them a little bit higher buff. It's just a little bit faster. Give you. I might take a look at that. One of them is kind of a gimmick handle. The Glommer Goop one. It's just the sticky handle. So if it's raining, it won't slip out of your hand. It's just kind of there. Some people might find a use for it, like maybe more beginners. The band increases your range, which is quite useful for. As someone has mentioned, there's actually a hidden band called the code is the Mimic Band, and I don't know if I should just. It's basically you have to you have to craft the. Not this one, the flailing slingshot band, and then you have to find a way to convert this into that one, basically. So that's an extra band. What it does do,
it's a nice callback.
Yeah, and what it does do is it has some mimic theme to it. So basically, sometimes what you shoot out will be like a mimic instead of a bullet, meaning you saved an ammo. So it has a pretty good chance to just not consume ammo. So that's what that band does. So a lot of these skills are basically aimed at improving his ammo economy. Here's a change. Shot ammo. I'll just do Dreadstone just because it's there. So this is usually a stack of ammo, but we're gonna change it to 120. So it takes up less space. Like I know a lot of people are saying, what about ammo bags or whatever? But I think this solves it in a different way. Like it's basically probably way better.
If you have an ammo bag, it's still you have to like dig into there and use it. It's a little tricky. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of like in combat inventory management that we don't think is fun, or we don't think that's. It's definitely not fun on controllers. Yeah. So, especially now that we want you to experiment with like debuff ammo or AOE ammo or damage ammo. So so this is just a base kit thing. It's not a skill. Any Walter will start with 120 stack now. And there was another change. Oh yes, the ammo crafting. We're gonna raise the base kit to 20, and the skills will now go up to a max of 30. That will be different for the Icky rounds. The Icky rounds will be half of that. So the Icky rounds, I think you make 10, and with skill tree it will go up to 15. But that one, I mean, you're not spamming that one, and they're also not like it's a post riff thing. Once it's post riff, it's not even hard to make. You won't need, like in one fight, you probably need 1 or 2 or 3 shots of them at most. So that one is, and it's very powerful, so we limited it. Yeah, so yes, basically it's 15, it's half of whatever the other ammos, base kit 20, max skill tree 30, so that one will be half of that, which is 15. And for tomorrow, we've finished some of the new ammo types, so we're gonna change the slowdown ammo a bit as well. It's being like outclassed by a lot of the new crowd control ones. So I think what we're doing is we're having it stack. The debuff will stack. There's no visual on it, but it'll stack up to 3 times. So each time it's about 66% slowdown. So at max it will be like 30% slowdown. It won't be as long as the Icky rounds, but at least it. But this one also does damage while you're attacking. So I mean, it's there. It's still not the best, but that's on purpose because when we said that we want to change the thulecite frame, that's a magic bullet. So it will be affected by the thulecite frame, which most likely will make it AOE slowdown. So if you wanted AOE slowdown, you'd have to use this one or AOE freeze. You can also use the thulecite frame, but the honey is not magic, and gel blob is also like it's a physical thing. So those ones will not get affected by the thulecite frame. So that's another thing that will be coming tomorrow. But yeah, so this isn't done yet, but like basically what I mean is if you put it on this slot and use the skill shot on it, it will be enhanced, and then you basically essentially be getting AOE slowdown or AOE freeze with the blue one. So that's what's going on with that. There was more. Oh yes, the other thing is on the last patch we added crafting station requirements for a lot of the items. So those are still there, but we've changed it now so that they are prototypable. So even the old one, even the existing one, the cursed rounds, that one is also now prototypable. We've also made it so you can see, so when I unlock it and it needs a station, it will still show here and tell you what station you need. But once you've built it once, you don't need to go back to the station again. So you just need to learn the thulecite rounds and then you can craft it.
That's just for these things.
For all his skill tree stuff.
Yeah, not for all.
Oh,
like,
no.
Okay.
Only Walter, only the character ones. Yeah, because it is kind of like if you needed to go back there to make thulecite rounds, that's kind of annoying. Yes, so I think these are the kind of like QOL things that I think that he needed more than more gimmicky things. So we're kind of like focusing on that, and we just need people to play him, play him more, and then maybe in the future there will be more updates. But like I think for this beta and this update coming, this is what he really needs is just some love in the QOL. But a lot, and the affinity unlocks are both sides will get 2 ammo types. I can show off one of them. So up here, these are just the ammo unlocks. What can is this? Oh, I can't do the shadow one.
No, we have to go to the caves.
Oh, that's hard because I wanted to show that one. That's too bad. So this is just the ammo unlocks. The other thing, the thing with this is you need to have 4 projectiles unpicked before you can learn this is the crafting stuff that I was talking about, where you craft 30 ammo at a time. You can taking the affinity ones counts as well, so that counts as 2, and now I just need 2 more. So I don't have any points left.
You have to respec.
Yeah, you can see all our code because we are using a dev build. There. So you see I took 3 ammos and then a 4th one there, and that still lets me. So with this I can now craft more ammo at a time. I'm going to show off just like, in case there are people who haven't even seen anything. Walter, did it reset my skill tree? Yeah, the honey rounds, sticky rounds.
Any chance to give Mr. Jigio? Any chance to give Wobie a whistle to ask her to sit, so it'll be less of a messy situation fighting enemies or base building? So basically, I guess plant
Wobie stuff, we'll probably make a post on our plans after the slingshot stuff is out. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I think we even saw that post. So
another Doug27 Fanny asks, do you intend to add small quality of life of Walter riding on Wobie, like having to get off to eat items in hand?
I don't know.
Sounds like post it on the forums and
that sounds
as feedback for
Wobie.
Yeah,
that's not bad. But yes, we will. Diogo better be listening. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna learn the skill. I can't. So what's happening right now is I can't use this slingshot because I've respec and I don't have the skill. So that's what happens. You can't just build the perfect slingshot and then ditch the skills. It won't work. He'll say like I don't know how to use it. All right. So this is the sticky round. This is a new thing, an early game crowd control for him.
I like this one.
Yeah. So this one is pretty cheap to make. It doesn't last super long, but the slowdown is significant. It's basically the same one from B Queen, which is like 40% slowdown. So it's very usable. So that's something you probably want. I would recommend taking that skill early. Okay, and it's too bad I can't show the shadow sling, the new.
Can you just spot him?
It won't let me use it. Dreadstone rounds, it's getting a damage buff. That one, the Dreadstone rounds are pretty basic. They're just meant to, because his progression was capped at Duelist before, and Dreadstone was that just pre-rift, he needed a little bit more damage. That's what Dreadstone fills. It's not meant to be a gimmick bullet. And then post-rift, you will get new damage options from the affinity bullet that you choose, whether you go Shadow or Lunar. They'll have different ways that they work, so that the way to draw out their maximum potential will be different. Or fuel. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna let me use it. Yeah, I can't even equip it. I can't even use it. Spooktacular. Okay. Okay. One final thing. I think I'll just end. The Scrapter slingshot frame. I forgot about that. So this one, I can't even use it. We're gonna split it into two. So this one's scrappier. So it is the same as what you guys currently have, and we'll have a basic scrappy one that doesn't require the shard or post rift anything. That will just give you the charge attack without the infinite slot, so that you can use the infinite slot early game. This one is not that. This one is the final one that has the infinite slot, and with this one, we're making a change. Let's just give me 200 honey ones. So this one, if I have more than 120, so 120 is a full stack. If we have overstacked like that, normally when you set ammo, it will just drop on the ground. We've changed it so in this case it just won't let you do it, and just set, there's just too much ammo to swap is what he'll say, and then you can remove some stacks. When it's under 120, then you'll be able to swap it. That's it. Okay, you know what? You got like 6 minutes. I guess we're going over.
I think we'll be going over.
Okay, yeah. So I'll stop with Walter here. The gunpowder is being redone as well. Gunpowder is going to be more of a fun bullet. I think we're going to make it kind of like an RNG. Sometimes it does mega damage, sometimes it does very little. But Dreadstone is going to it's slightly higher now, and that's going to be the damage progression.
There was a question: is it possible for us to get the quality of life controller functions that are on the console brought to the PC? Corey highlighted that one again for me. I made a note to look into it. So I can never really say for sure how easy that is, but
they're probably talking about the target locking stuff.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So anyway, I made a note. We'll look at it.
Okay. The bright shade. You mean the lunar plant husk ammo? That one is mainly damaged right now. I'm not sure where we landed on that yet, but we have finished the Pure Brilliance one, which we'll say is kind of like a debuff. It's another one of those where I don't think the materials are enough to be spammable, so it'll be kind of like you want to use it, there's some debuff, and find a way to capitalize on that. Kind of like the gel blob one, where you're not meant to spam it, unless of course you can get unlimited Pure Brilliance, which probably is not the case. Okay, let's switch over to Jason for War Talks. At least Jason's done the recordings on War Talks, so you know more than me.
Neither of us worked on War Talks, but I do have a good idea of what's going on in it. There was a question earlier about from Radical Joe asking, will the mob tag on Abigail be removed so she doesn't take double damage from bosses? it's one of the options that's being thought about for the skill tree or for just the quality of life of Wendy. I don't know yet. It depends on. There was like that chunk of skills. I don't know if you were here when we were talking about Wendy, but there's a couple of skills that were removed that we'd like to put some new things in. It depends on what that is that could help answer that question for us. But it's something we're thinking of.
I'll just answer some random questions. The damage over time ammo for Walter. So yes, the shadow one that I wanted to show, but I couldn't kill Field Weaver, so can't show that. The pure horror one is a damage over time one. Basically, when you hit, it'll do decent damage, and that damage can be charged, but the damage over time will tick over about 6 seconds, and that is a thing. So it also stacks up to 3 times, but beyond that, it will start overriding the oldest one. So it's kind of like that's the balance there, where it does more damage than any other thing normally, but only if you let it tick all the way through. So yeah.
Wartox. Wartox has this really cool thing where his skill tree is split into a naughty and nice section. There's also the neutral section in the middle and the affinity. But the naughty and nice have these like 3 stones on either side of them. And as you choose skill points on either side, it shifts the balance. So if you have, say, 3 skill points more in the naughty side, then your character will be sort of registered as naughty. And if you have 3, or vice versa, if you're heavier on the nice side, your character will be marked as nice. And being naughty and nice has like sort of a benefit and a drawback, and kind of in reverse order. In this case, what is it again? Eating and releasing souls will change sanity at an increased amount, but let's calm down. Okay.
Just take it.
Yeah. Anyway, they have alternating effects, and if you shift from one side or the other. I'm going to start on the naughty section. That the soul decoy. It's a number of skills that you can like kind of upgrade this thing. Basically, if I take it, and then I have something dangerous. We'll do the war again. I've got something dangerous on me. Hey, buddy. I can.
It crashed. Vortex. Okay. Nothing to see here. Oh, they didn't see all the crashing stuff happen. It's coming back. It takes a while to load.
Yeah.
Ask real questions. We'll answer them. He's too OP, so the game crashed. What did you do just now that caused it? Do you know?
I tried to eat a soul. I had honestly, I was in muscle memory of Wendy. I went over to use the soul like a spell book.
Oh.
But that's not how the thing works. Little Gay Dragon asks, any pan flute skill changes yet? There is a change to the pan flute, which I will get into. Yeah.
Oh, good question. Does the fire rate parts make the scrappy part charge faster? This is a Walter slingshot upgrade question. It does, but it's a very small change. It's just basically like you start off at a higher number. That's all it does. I mean, I might think about that a bit for the charging faster. But yeah, it currently does do a little bit, just that you start at a higher number when it starts charging. Oh, okay. We're sort of back.
Almost there. We're almost there.
They're just talking about other characters now. So.
Hugh You Goat asks, any new neutral skills, or we're keeping the pan flute gimmick? We can't fit pan flute gimmicks. I think the notion is to make them about the pan flute, but the middle one is staying, although slightly changed. The ones on the sides are, I think, to be determined. I think there's some work on them yet. Here we go. Yeah, so if I still have that skill, yeah. Okay, so when this thing is fighting me and I teleport, I leave like a decoy behind, and the creature that I'm fighting switches from target from me to the decoy. Yeah, and then there are several levels of upgrading it. This one, it sticks around a little longer if it's unharmed, and then the last one, it explodes doing damage.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. And you need 5 naughty skills in order to get this one. This guy, I think it speaks for itself. Souls are created and attuned to you from a further distance away. So things further away can provide you souls. They'll last a little longer while they're being pulled to you, so they don't disappear before they get to you. These two are interesting, where as the souls are pulling towards you, they'll hit things they'll do damage to things as they come in. And then the last one is that instead of just like pulling to you, they'll push out and then come into you. So if you kill a group of things and there's still a bunch of things left, they'll like do a bunch more damage and then come in. So it's like some sort of, I don't know, crowd damaging effects. This guy, the knapsacker, it's a new tool you can make.
Oh, you're going straight to the knapsack. What happened to you? You didn't God mode.
Oh, soul hopping takes you out of God mode.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah, someone was asking what that pig on the corner was. That's a God mode indicator on our dev builds.
Yeah. All right, so this knapsack, as you put things in your inventory, it's like everyone fills your inventories with rabbits. You can see the sack's getting bigger. As it gets bigger, it does more damage. So now I'm at like the full damage of the sack. Basically like a spear at that point. There's the soul jar, which normally you can only carry a certain amount of souls in your inventory before they spill out because you're holding too many. This jar allows you to store souls in the jar and keep them for later. They're like outside that pool of ones that will spill out. So, oops. So now I can keep souls in here, and then when I run out of souls in my inventory, I can open up the jar and put them back, in my inventory. This guy, the more soul jars I have, the more that maximum ones souls I can have in my inventory before they overflow. So you can have like 5 or 6 soul jars and increase your like 25 or 30 more souls just floating in your inventory.
Okay.
And this guy, the souls inside your soul jar increases the damage of the knapsack, and the damage of souls that when using these skills up to 100, so you can do a fair amount of damage to that kind of stuff if you're like holding a bank of souls on you. The nice side, similar. These drop souls will, when Wartox drops souls to heal himself and other people, it does it at an increased rate. The souls will move to you faster. There's a second layer of healing. So when you drop the souls and you heal, there's like a delay and another heal. This one speeds that second wave up and does more. This one is... when you soul hop, I don't have any souls left.
You don't even have bag space.
Yeah, I should get rid of one of these rabbits.
Just drop them and kill them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I could just kill it too. when I use my hop, my next ability is the Soul Echo. So there's this window now of like a timing out of like I can do a Soul Echo. During that window, I will move faster.
Okay.
And this one, that duration is longer.
Mm-hmm.
This one, you can get that echo twice. Like you get it once and then another time.
Mm-hmm.
And this one here, your map teleport costs go down as you explore the map.
Okay.
This guy, the Lifebringer, you can use your souls to craft basically a Telltale Heart. And this one, it's a better version which doesn't have that life penalty. When you get revived, you have to get the big hypodermic needle thing to like. Normally you have that sort of your maximum health that's reduced, and you need that hypodermic to fix that. This doesn't have that. And lastly, if you take this top one, if you give someone one of these hearts, they can use it to jump to you. Yeah, so they can like you can give them one and then they can go off and then warp back to you. Just kind of good. The pan flute, if you choose this skill, while you have a pan flute, every once in a while, Wartox just gets in the mood to play, and it'll like have little musical notes that show up. And when you play it in that mode, it doesn't cost usage.
Yeah. Okay. Free play. Basically.
So the change that was made here is that used to expire, but it doesn't now. So it goes away when you use it or you die. So basically, most of the time, you're going to run around. And eventually, you'll get that free use, and it's just going to stay there until you get a free use out of your pamphlet.
So it's basically cooldown.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a one use cooldown, and so the two side skills they're still in flux. But probably to do with the pan flute still, I think, maybe.
Okay.
The affinity skills, the Lunar Swindler is when you're wearing the Bright Shade helm or armor, when you're in that soul echo period, after you've soul hopped and it's ticking down, your armor will absorb some extra incoming damage. And the Shadow version, when you're using the Harvester, when you're using the Shadow Reaper, when you're in that soul echo period of time, it does sort of a bit like it will do a burst. It's sort of an area attack or a double hit on a single target.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're in that window of time. If you hit, that's it. When you hop, you're going to be in your soul echo window. If you hit something, it's going to do a little bit extra damage and end your soul echo.
Okay.
You're using the soul echo up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with the armor. So that's the general layout of the skills. The change that was meant to be talked about is that as the pan flute basically doesn't have a duration anymore. Once it shows up, it won't go away, and it's a very good chance that with the two inclinations, that the good inclination, if you get there, will remove Wartox's monster tag, and so he'll be able to hang out with other people's like pigmen followers and stuff.
Okay.
And on the naughty side, if you take it, that the naughty side is all about soul gathering, and so you often get lots, and they'll overflow often, and so it will have a period where the overflow doesn't happen. So you can collect a bunch of souls and get benefits of them before they overflow. That's the current plan or ideas that are in place there. Yeah.
Okay, and then you can just eat all of them if you want.
You could eat them. Yeah.
So it doesn't drop sound. Okay.
Yeah. So that's the gist of the Wartox skill tree and the changes that have been put in and talked about. Did I get them all? Yes.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of questions coming in.
No, there was one other thing.
With Wartox?
Yes. When you're holding a heavy object, you can teleport now, but it costs more souls.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about, someone was asking about mounted.
I don't think that anything mounted has been done yet, but like one of the reasons for the mounted wish is so that you can heavy carry stuff. Yeah. But
I guess you don't
need that. Yeah, this kind of reduces that need.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And okay, maybe that was enough. They're happy about that.
Yeah.
I think that's all. Yeah. I mean, we'll see you guys on the forums.
Yeah, on the forums. Yeah.
Because this is what a lot of what we're doing this week, and there's still more to do. So we'll let you know once we finish this batch, and then what the final changes are.
Yeah.
And then we'll go from there.
Yep. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm sorry if it went over time for people, but it looks like there's going to be a raid on Catstar 101.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're done. You can
Yep.
go to
Mouse where? Oh, I'm in the game. I can't. There we go. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for coming.
Yep.